So this is the first episode of the Blind Translators show. My name is Elena Tereshchenkova, and today we are happy to have here Kozue Macmichael. She's a Japanese to English translator, and I guess Kozue will tell a couple of words about herself. Kozue, please.
Thank you so much, Elena. Elena is okay?
Elena, okay. Yes.
Elena, you said? Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes. Thank you so much, and Domchi, I'm sorry you couldn't be here, but thank you for having me. My name is Kozue Macmichael, and I'm Japanese English translator specializing in medical translation. And yes, I studied
Japanese.
Okay. No. Yeah, I started translating in 2013, and what else I was going to say, I'm a mother of 5 children, and oldest is 13, youngest is 4, and I'll talk more about it later, but
yes.
Pretty much about me.
And how did you start translating? Could you tell us a bit more about it? I know that.
Yeah. So I was new on Twitter back then. I found a tweet of asking for a guest blog post about raising bilingual children. So I wrote blog post, and it was published. I wasn't sure how it's gonna get received, but I did, and through that I made a connection to a translation agency, and they contacted me. And I took a trial test, and I passed it. So, and I've been translating since then, and I enjoy it so much. So I kept it going. Yeah.
So, and what was your first translation then about? Was it somehow connected with raising kids or raising bilingual kids?
No.
No.
All medical translation. The test that they sent me was medical, and I don't have a background in medical, but I really enjoy the kind of type of translation I get. Some of my favorite one is the medical translation, the audio translation. So I would get the audio file, and I'll transcribe it into English. And my English is my habitual language now that I live in an English-speaking country.
And how long have you been living? You've been studying. You went to study in the US, right?
Yes. So since I graduated from high school, I've been pretty much in. First, I went to Hawaii, and I transferred to Idaho, and then 2 years serving a mission in Japan, but I went to school in Utah as well, and I came here when I got married. So pretty much all my adult life that I've I've been living here almost 14 years now in Canada, Northern Ontario. Thank you for all the props. I can see that now.
I'm going to tell you about the props. Guys, if you like something, Kozue is Kozue. Is it with S or with Z?
Z. Kozue. My mother-in-law remembers it like put your clothes away. Kozue.
So if you like something Kozue is saying, you can give her props here. You just have to click, like that. You just have to click on her, and she'll get props. Okay. So I know that you've been studying quite a lot of languages. You know, well, you can speak 6 of them, understand 6 of them. How did you get into that?
I have to say I'm not fluent.
Well, probably not fluent, but you can understand, yeah.
No, I can understand when I read it. I don't. It's the first one. So I studied Hindi, French, German, Italian, Spanish, and Arabic, other than English and Japanese. So how it started was so Hindi. The first one I was interested because we had a IT consultant from India living with us for couple. It was supposed to be couple weeks, and then they stayed longer. Well, they are my husband's co-workers. So that I was interested. I was studying linguistics, and I wanted to apply that if I could study a foreign language. I didn't know anything about Hindi, and or Indian culture. I wasn't familiar with it, so it was very interesting. And then, but it was difficult, so I switched to French because Canada is a bilingual country, and my children are studying French at school. So I took a French course, and around the same time I made a friend in Germany. So I started studying German.
Sure.
And then Italian here, where I live, has a lot of Italian immigrant population, immigrants. So I was interested in Italian. Then I started learning Spanish because it's from the same language family. So if somebody would say it's a hobby, I don't think it is. It is because I want to learn linguistics, and I like to see the structure of the language and how that varies in different languages, and that knowledge, because I'm continue learning the basics. So it helps me to be a better translator and be able to.
That's what I wanted to ask you. Would you say that it helps you in translation somehow?
And all the project managers I was able to work with, they may not be familiar with my language, but they are familiar with, German to English translators, or French English. So I wanted to see what language they're familiar with and how I can explain it when I'm proofreading or editing any. So I would like to learn more languages actually. So like this kind of when I make connections, network with other translators outside of my language combination, then when I see their tweet or something in their language that they're tweeting about that I can understand a little bit, or I can see, let's say some for example, if somebody else tweeted about something about Japanese language, and as a native speaker, it's sometimes that's inaccurate or something like that. I find it somewhat inaccurate, and that's something that was in the article, and I'll be able to explain that in the different languages.
I see. Yes, yes. And I think it goes a long way when you can say something, just I don't know, a couple of phrases, or write a couple of phrases. It goes a long way while networking. When you can say just I don't know, when I visit I love to travel. So when I go somewhere, I try to learn at least a couple of phrases, how to say bye, how to say thank you in the language, because it means a lot to people when you speak their language.
Yeah.
Okay, but actually today we are talking about balancing work life and family life. And you, as a mother of 5, must have some experiences and some tips to share. So I know that you stopped translating for some time while your kids were not at school yet. We were discussing it earlier. And could you tell a bit more about it?
Oh, okay. So I don't know how many of you here that I read my first blog post on the open mic that I write about, or other blogs post, but where should I start? So last year around this time, it was a lot of things going on. I have large extended families in town, and they were moving away, and my youngest was not still in school. So I said to the project manager that I will be back when I have more time to focus. And so that just to making clear about what I can do. And
were the project, the PM understanding of that? How did they react?
I said that was fine. Well, they still inquired if I could take job here and there, and
now,
I did.
When you're back, and you do work with the same agency.
Yes.
Great.
Yes, different managers sometimes, but I still get I have a great experience with them, and I think I have a great collaboration. So I'm happy with that. Yeah, and I have worked with a direct client as well, and so I wasn't worried when I will not have a job. I just needed. I thought, my last child before going to school. There's a lot of things I can do. I already taken a business course for translator, or the following traders and other translators experience on their blogs. I knew there are a lot of things I could do with that time and that I have at home. So that's how I prepared myself. And sorry, am I talking too much? I was told to
no.
But I'm not sure if I'm doing it right. Okay. So, yes, I will show you my children. This is my kids, 5 of them. So I can definitely say this, my family support is important. And once my youngest went to school, this is her second semester, right after the Christmas. She's into the routine. She hasn't complained going to school, and so everything is working well.
Do you have someone helping you with you? I bet you have some other things apart from school. I don't know, extracurricular activities or something else. Do you have someone helping you with the kids or with other things around the house, so that you could squeeze your translations in? Or is it now? Do you now have everything so organized that you have enough time for all the things?
I don't want to say I'm really organized, like the way that I know everything, but I think by the advantage that gave me for having 5 kids, and I did a lot of things on my own. I know I shouldn't say that because my mother-in-law was right there, my sister-in-law who has 6 kids. I have a great example around me. I have a lot of friends who also have big family. So I felt like, so being a translator was a big step, but because I was able to do a lot of things at home, managing family, and something that my husband did, managing rental properties. So this is working out well so far. My all the kids are able to help out with the chores. They do the activities that they like, so they know they have to practice piano or violin. They are into chess and other things, playing card games as a family. A lot of things that we do as a family and combine activities together.
How old are your older kids?
Oldest is 13, so he started taking a high school course, math course last week. So he takes the different bus than the rest of the kids, but all the kids go to the same school. So they were going to the same school in the morning, but they changed last week. But they are coming back from school on the same bus. Yeah. And other people helping out with my kids, I don't ask for. I'm bad at asking for help. So I try to do everything. at home. But yeah, so definitely my husband is try help out as much as he can. We have a good teamwork planning session.
I think it's an important thing, yeah, when you have 5 kids to be a team.
I don't ask. I know I'm bad at asking for help, but I know they are there to help me. Is that a good answer? That's what I think wanted
it's a great answer. I think it's a great answer because when you know that someone's there to catch you, then it's much easier. We have a couple of questions from our audience. So Enrico Antonio Mion asks, when do you translate the most?
When do you translate the most? During the day and at night after kids go to bed.
And during the day when the kids are in school, yeah?
Yes.
I see.
So during the day, as soon as they get take the bus, I pack lunch in the morning and they get off on the bus, and then I'll start translating. And I started to time how much I can concentrate, as how much focus that I'm putting in. So I'm honest with my time. So
do you use some, I don't know, tools that help you focus better or something like that?
I started using the, what was that called? It was suggested
Pomodoro technique.
Rescue time? Was it a rescue
time? Yeah, that's a great thing too.
Yes, I started using that. But before that, it was just a timer, set the timer and focus and not get distracted with other things.
You set the timer, because I find it helps me, setting the timer helps me tremendously too.
Yes.
And for how long do you set the timer? For how long do you work and then have a break, or do you vary it all the time?
I try to do 1 hour. It was too long, then I'll do 15 minutes, 30 minutes, and take a break to drink water and go back right in, because I know my kids come home, then I will be able to focus on the kids.
That must be a great motivation when you know that you only have, I don't know, 3 hours while the kids are at school. Then you just have to focus, and yeah.
Right.
Another great question from Enrico: do you make a daily to-do list?
Sometimes I'm not detailed to-do list. I already know in my head what has to happen. So I do weekly calendaring and monthly, and so yeah, I have a schedule. I have a routine, but I don't write it down and check mark it.
And Dmitry wants to know whether you would like your kids to become translators when they grow up.
That's a good. Maybe not a translators if they are not interested in learning foreign languages, but I would like them to become editor or proofreader. You know, my oldest son is really good at writing, and I would like him to develop that skill. And the other kids are still developing. I want them to be a great reader and read a lot of books and write a lot, but not necessarily translators. Because
how many languages do they speak?
How
many languages? Yeah, your kids. How many languages?
They are learning French at school, and I teach them Japanese here and there. They are not fluent, and I was studying with the second oldest German. So
okay, so well, they will probably understand and speak at least a little 2 foreign languages apart from English. So they will speak 3 languages. I think it's amazing.
Hopefully you'll keep it up. I think they'll keep it up now. They know that this translate work that we translators do have value, just unimaginable. I think it's amazing industry, amazing profession to have. So
What do you like most about being a translator? What's it that you like the most about our profession?
I think being able to contribute with the skill that we cultivated, we accumulated through the years of training, right? I'm amazed every time I meet new translators or interpreters, language, and those who are in language industry. I think so. Everybody's so unique. Everybody comes from different background, and I'm so honored to be invited to talk about my humble experience as a mother, stay-at-home mom. But I want to promote that the mothers, the work that we do at home, we can use that skill that we attained and be professional when you have some. I'm not sure if I can give advice to everyone because everybody's situation is different.
Yeah.
So, but from my experience, I hope that somebody could be encouraged, especially if maybe the Japanese English translator, especially. I don't see many of them. In the English speaking country. Well, I shouldn't say that. I haven't connected with them yet. But there are more people that I got to know offline that having a similar experience like me when I was just moved to this country, and I could say that if that's what they want to do with their skill, this is how I became a translator, and I would like to encourage them that's something they could do too. Yeah.
You said that being a mom, you gained some skills that help you, that you use actually in your career. Could you name, let's say, 3 top skills that you gained from your experience as a mother and that you use frequently as a translator?
There'll be just planning, preparing, and organizing. That just comes naturally to me now that I have more experience doing that. And organization, meaning on top of fighting that. When it comes to tax season, I'm on top of things because I already had experience with fighting taxes for my husband, me, and other business that we had. So that's a big help. I don't have to worry about that, and just maybe public speaking. That's what I have to develop. But let me see. So for planning, getting kids involved, and have a balanced family time, combining the activities together, so I can create time comfortably. So I'm not taking out on kids when I'm stressed. They know that I'll make time for them. So that's the second one. I have a good story about that, but let's see. I said planning, preparation, maybe organization, and problem solving. This translation career came out of problem solving that I did. So my problem was I felt that I wasn't employable because I was stay at home for a long time, and when I looked around, everybody has degree in translation or languages. So, and I have a good relationship with the family and friends here, but I felt that I was kind of alone, being not one of the minor Japanese in town. So I wanted to. I became creative, and I wanted to show that I can do something with my language skill. So I think problem solving is very important.
So
when I faced with how to balance the life and family and work, I just see the things as a problem to solve, and I'll just do it. No complaining, not making excuses.
That's a great attitude.
Somebody had once told me that I'm making excuse, and then I said, "That's it. I'm not gonna let anybody say that. They don't know what I'm going through, but they would think that, and so yeah. So this is my this comes from my heart that I buried it deep, and I didn't want to show it, but being a translator makes me feel empowered again.
That's great. Enrico asks, do you find some time for yourself to do sports or some hobbies, probably?
Maybe some of you know I like to do paper folding a lot. So that's my stress reliever, and I combine that with activity that I can do with my daughters. And I have origami group that I do monthly, and I take my daughter as my assistant teacher because she's developing that talent, and so she's 8 now. And my other daughter.
That's a great career start.
Yeah. So I have 2 sons and 3 daughters. So it's 13, 10, 8, 7, and 4. So the younger ones can't fold very well, but they do crafts with me. And to do sports, my son is involved in school basketball right now, so I take my son to a gym, and then we shoot basketball together. I played basketball a long time ago in junior high school, so I count that as my exercise with my son. And it's winter time, so I don't often go out in the cold, but yeah.
Is it cold at the moment in Canada?
It was minus 13, 14 this morning.
Wow. Because we have an unusually early spring here in Russia. It might change, of course, any moment, but at the moment we have around 0. And it was raining yesterday, which is very unusual for February.
Oh yeah, it's Russia. Yeah,
yes,
that's warm.
That's too warm for February, and it's too good to be true. I'm just afraid that it will snow in March, and then we'll have winter till the end of April. It won't be a first.
You say winter, yeah, the snow.
Do you go often to Japan? Do you take your family with you to show them so that they could learn more about the culture?
The last time we went as a family was 7 years ago, and so it's been a while. My youngest 2 hasn't gone back. My family came to visit. It was just a lot of things going on right here, so we didn't plan. We could have planned better. That's what I could say. But I went back in 2014 by myself. My husband took care of my children for 2 weeks, and I am going back with my 2 sons to visit my parents, and we're going to have a family reunion, I think, in April. I have an older sister and a younger brother who are coming to where my parents live now. So, but we I do celebrate the Japanese traditional, traditional holidays here in Canada. So they are familiar with the culture.
But it's still something different when you go to a country and see its culture there. It's still different from when you learn something about it while being in another country. Don't you think?
Oh, when you travel there, yeah. Definitely. So, yeah. But that's why I encourage the kids. If they learn Japanese, then I'll take you, right? Take you there. And I want them to communicate better with my family, my side of the family. So they know they saved it up there. They want, they were excited to go get the souvenirs for their classmates and things like that. So yeah, I'm excited to take them and let them see the culture. Now that they're older, they'll be able to. I'm planning to take them to elementary school and junior high once we get there, and so they can experience it.
Will you stay there for long?
Just for 2 weeks.
2 weeks. I see. And you mentioned that you learn them Japanese? How do you do it? Do you just is it just like a, I don't know, language lesson, or do you just talk to them in Japanese? How do you go about it?
Oh, how do I teach my children Japanese? I'm not using any courses or anything like that. Maybe YouTube. There's a lot of fun. Doesn't have to be for kids because my kids are older now that they can tackle with the advanced version of YouTube videos, YouTube courses. But yeah, I'll just give them the paper to print all the letters, and I quiz them. And have tried to have a Japanese only dinner conversation, but it's always end up something. My husband speaks Japanese, but I don't speak my husband in Japanese. My husband speaks polite Japanese, so that's what he learned. So I make fun of him too much, I guess. When he talks to me so politely, so we just.
Is there a great difference between the polite Japanese, as you call it, and regular Japanese? Are they very different?
Sometimes, and I found it funny when he talks to me in that way, because I'm his wife, and we're just at the dinner table. So, but he has lived in Japan for 2 years, so he knows the difference. But just to make it merrier at the dinner table, we just have a fun conversation. At the dinner table, we do family letter games. My younger daughter loves it. We start saying the words that starts with S or M, and we go around, and that's what we do a lot. And we tell funny jokes and things like that. Yeah.
By the way, I forgot to mention that we've got an open seat here below, and if anyone wants to join us and go live and ask Kozue a question, you can do it. You just have to press the call in button, and I'll let you in here, let you take the seat and talk to us a bit.
I don't know if I have been answering any of the questions right.
This is not an exam, so there are no right or wrong answers. But I think it's a good. Enrico says that he's not ready for TV today. That's a pity. Call
in.
I think it's a great opportunity to talk like that, because this technology is just amazing. Because I'm sitting here in Russia and it's already 8:30 in the evening, and it's daytime in Canada, and we're just sitting and talking as if we were, I don't know, somewhere in the neighborhood, and I think it's just great.
Yeah, it's amazing how much I was able to meet just since September when I decided I'm gonna do it, and I'm very happy with all the experience I have had with the translation agency and direct clients. And even though I was part-time, I felt like I was preparing and I had doubt, and I doubted, and that probably showed. So that's why I could have done better to express my desire to be a full-time translator. So I would be open to ask for help, but I did it so secretly, not because I wasn't sure, but I didn't know. I didn't want people to say. But I think that good thing came out of it, that I feel prepared. Whatever happens to my husband's work, or if he gets sick, I can say now that I work, right? I work and I can earn money, and my kids know that we work hard. As I'm so happy that my husband supported me, and I feel like I supported him, and by doing so, I was able to gain all these experiences that helped me as a freelance translator, and all the shortcomings that I have. I'm not saying I'm perfect yet. Nobody is, but I feel so hard on I am hard on myself sometimes, and I have to stop doing that. And
yeah, perfectionism is something I'm well familiar with.
So yeah, I'm very thankful for everybody who's sharing knowledge openly on their blogs, their website. It's amazing. It's amazing. And I think there is a lot of goodness that we can all share. And I hope that this interview has helped. I tried to rehearse it, but I thought I'm just going to be myself, because I don't know what I'm
the best
going to say.
Yeah. And I think,
I
think we're doing great. It's the first time for me as well, so I think everything is just fine. And Enrico has another question. Do you separate the room where you work do you have a separate room where you work in the house?
Yes. Yes, I'm fortunate to have a room upstairs, and that's my office. And I since we have had family members, friends stayed with us, so I have a lock, so everything is
So you can lock yourself up there and tell your kids that you are not at home. Mom is at work.
I don't lock the door. It's door closed, and they know that I'm working. And the cute story is when my daughter just had a birthday, and she didn't want to disturb me, so she left me a note on my bedside saying, "Will you make this cake for my birthday?" In a book, had a cheesecake recipe on it. I thought it was great problem-solving skill for her.
Yeah,
express her feeling of what she wants without disturbing or interrupting me. Not disturbing. No, the kids are not disturbing. I plan it well, so I don't want to show it, but that they understand when I have to focus that I'll be in that room upstairs. But I do work on the dinner table sometimes. So, but I do have a office upstairs.
Speaking about people disturbing translators while they work, did you have such problems? Because I know a lot of freelancers, not only translators but other freelancers as well, they sometimes find it hard to explain to their nearest and dearest that they, in spite of the fact that they are at home, they are actually working. I've been a freelancer for over 10 years now. So I don't have this problem now, but somewhere at the beginning, it was sometimes hard to get people to understand that I'm working here.
Yeah, that was my biggest problem, but now I have to be open, and I think that was the biggest thing that I have to do this Christmas time, because it was so much going on and I couldn't handle, and I was hoping that I could take a break, but it wasn't happening. So, but I didn't want to say, well, I want to get these things done when they are having a celebration. So Christmas time and New Year, it was a long week that we had. I did host the dinner and all the things sometimes for the kids staying home all the time. It was difficult. So it's for me, from my experience, I think it's important that we tell people around us what we do and what kind of things. It's family education, family and friends education. I didn't understand the importance of it. I thought I want to start and then being successful first, and then they'll see that. But the progress that I'm making, that they can see that. They've known me. They've known me since 14 years ago. Come here and started a new life. Being a translator. So I should have trusted them that they will understand me. So I'm sorry. If any of my family and friends will see in the future this video, I want to apologize.
I'm going to show it to them.
I want to. I was afraid that they will come and see me, but yeah, I think they made me who I am, and they made me strong because I wanted to live up to their expectations. I thought they expect me too much, but not too much, but just I felt compared, and I felt like I'd never be good enough. My sister-in-law already had 4 children when I got married into a family, and she's a great mom, and as a stay-at-home mom, I felt like I will never be good enough. But I'm going through that same emotion right now. I feel inadequate as a translator. There's a lot of the things I could developing and studying and learning. So I'm going through the same thing right now, and I can say that I was able to. I didn't know how to parent. I wasn't ready to be a mother, right? Everybody, I was waiting to be a perfect mother first, I don't think I'm ever get there, right? So I started and had faith that I could do it, and so it's same thing happening now. I'm believing in myself, and because I was able to raise 5 children so far, I feel like I can do that. I can tackle this challenge, but in my dream that I had, and I didn't think I could accomplish. But I feel like I'm in a starting point, and I feel like I have many people supporting me, and that's the biggest thing I wanted to have. When I got that, I have that now, and I want to keep going. Yeah, so
that's amazing.
And I want to tell one more story. Okay, go ahead.
Go ahead.
There's another thing I think it's fun to share is, as a mother, I have done a lot of toilet training of 5 children, right? So I have different stories, and as one success story was when my 8-year-old again. I feel like I'm talking about her a lot. But when she was a baby, I started toilet training when she was 3 months old, and she was fully toilet trained by 9 months when she was 9 months old, and I was able to travel without diaper to Japan, and I didn't purchase any diaper in Japan. So there's a lot of things as a if you're a freelancer, you want to become a freelancer. If you're a mother, I don't know how many of you have children listening in, but I want to say when you're a mother, you can experience a lot of things and maybe document that and be able to share that later on. So all the experience you have is not going to be wasted.
Yes, that's for sure. And all the experiences we have, they all matter. And as you said earlier, they just make us who we are.
Yeah, very interesting.
We've got another question from Dmitry. Have you met other translators in real life?
No, I haven't. And I was hoping to see Dmitry because he lives in the same province in Canada.
Actually, you guys live somewhere near each other.
Yeah, maybe 9 hours away, I guess, but it's
9 hours? That's
by car.
And it's one province, and you're still 9 hours away from each other.
I live farther north than but that's really the closest, or maybe to Michigan. That's only 5 hours away. So I was thinking about going to the conference there. I think I missed it last year, October. Because I was still unsure if I want to do all this full force. So yeah, but I would love to see everybody at the conferences or other opportunities. But this is great. I think this is a great opportunity for all of us. So thank you for hosting the live
to be our first guest. It was actually a big leap of faith for me to host this alone, because Dmitry wasn't able. He says he can't talk. He wrote to me today, but actually, there was it's like in your post that you wrote on the open mic, no excuses, climb higher. And then you wrote in your email that you can't turn back, so you'll be okay. So it's absolutely the same with me. Because
oh, you did feel that way? I was like,
because once, and I also think that it's a great thing a great idea, because you see, we're sitting here telling stories, and I just think that it can bring us all a bit closer.
I hope so. I hope my story helped. I think it was interesting because when I saw the post, you guys are starting something new, and I was thinking that was something new was to do with in the background, maybe collecting everybody's birthday. And making
I sent so many emails over these past weeks that I actually forgot that it was you who reached out to me and offered your help, and then I invited you to be our first guest, right?
Yes, and I was so surprised, but like you said, I said no excuse. So if I back down, I will feel horrible. I will regret later. So I was afraid that I will regret later this opportunity. So I said yes, right? I could be a guest. And then my surprise was when you said that I'll be your first guest. And then I said, I didn't think I'll be the first guest. But this, I'm looking forward to watching other translators from now on, because you said you have guests lined up until
the end of April. So I'm so excited. I expected a little that it's going to be, well, I wouldn't say popular, but that people would love this idea just because the idea is so good. But I'm actually a bit surprised that we've got so many guests and people are writing to me and offering to come and offering such great topics. Yes, so it's all amazing.
Oh, that's great.
So guys, do you want to ask Kozue anything else? Because we are nearing 1 hour mark.
Oh wow!
Yeah, 50 minutes.
It went so quickly. I was worried for a long time. Yes, super stressed in my book. Is that what you said?
Yeah, Dmitry saying the time flies super fast, and it does.
That's awesome. Thank you so much, guys, everybody.
Is there anything else you'd like to add, Kozue? Probably some advice or I don't know, anything.
So I want to say I read your blogs, and a couple of nights ago when I was tucking kids to bed, I combined the story time with the reading blog time, and I was reading the blog post to my children. So right I read it to my kids, and they all know they're interested. Yeah.
Wow.
So
that's
say,
so
Mom, what are you reading?
Which of the posts were you reading?
That was about financial translators.
From the
yes.
Mm-hmm.
I had lots of blog posts that day I wanted to catch up reading, so I started reading to my children. So that's another advice. You combine
freelancing mom hack.
not multitasking, but like language learning. I use my gap time when I'm doing dishes. When I don't feel like I'm doing dishes, then I'll say, well, I'll have language time, and that's enjoyable to me. So combining the work that you don't want to do with the more enjoyable task. Some people say multitasking is not good, but you can use gap times. And if my children will see that I'm using these times to study, then they can make excuses for not using their time to read more books. And I want them to be a good writer so they can share their stories. And they might be able to be an editor someday, and when I write a book, and then they could edit.
Will it be a book about becoming a translator?
Yeah, I would like to. Yeah.
Well,
how about you? Are you going to write a book?
Not at the moment. Not planning to do it just yet, but who knows? I would have never thought half a year ago. I would have never thought that I'd be hosting the first talk show about translation and translators. Well, okay, so I think we should be winding up because it's been almost an hour. The time flew by. Thank you everyone who joined us today. Thank you for your questions, for your props, and for being so supportive, for sharing, for tweeting, and I think making posts to Facebook about our blab. We'll make a post on our blog at blabintranslators.com. If you are subscribed to our mailing list, you'll get a notification about this post. The post will contain the show notes, the video, and the audio of this recordings of our first blab. So if you're subscribed, then you'll get the notification. If you are not subscribed, you can go to blabintranslators.com and subscribe to our mailing list so that you won't miss any news about our blabs and about the new posts on our blog. Thank you, everyone. Thank you very much, Kozue, for being our first guest and for telling your story. It's been great talking to you. And I see you guys next week. And I hope Dmitry will be there with us.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Elena and Dmitry, for creating this. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you so much.